Hi, and welcome to Social Media Made Simple, the podcast that demystifies the complex world of social media. We are here at Napoleon Cat headquarters today with my dear friend, my favorite colleague, Ola, who's our customer experience manager here at Napoleon Cat. Ola, welcome.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to have you here. So let's start by getting to know you better. Could you tell us what is your role here at Napoleon Cat? It's one of my favorite roles in the company. Do you have a typical workday? What does it look like?
So my role is customer experience manager, that's called. I'm responsible for gathering feedback from our clients. What about the days? Each day is quite different. There are days where I spend on preparing and conducting workshops, internal workshops. There are other days when I'm trying to collect feedback from our clients by preparing some interviews with them. There are days which are dedicated to analyzing information on our data stack. Yeah, so
That sounds like pretty diverse. A lot of
true.
good days and probably more challenging days as well. How about your journey into social media? Was that your career from the start, or how did you end up here in Napoleon Cat?
Well, I began in public relations 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Then I changed my path to digital agencies. It was 2008 when Facebook was born. And that was my first connection with social media and first campaigns on social media, on Facebook exactly. That was quite funny those days. Then I switched from advertising clients to technology clients, and I spent more time with UX designers and developers. And then I realized that I truly love user experience, and I was trying to find a place where I could use this knowledge, but not only in a user interface, but also in real life. So I found studies called service design, which took me here where I am right now, so to customer experience.
Awesome. And you mentioned like IT solutions, so I'm guessing that's also partially what like drew you into Napoleon Cat. And does it come in handy in your current role? And how the experience with that specific industry influence your approach to customer experience that you have now?
As I mentioned before, I was working in digital agencies as an account manager.
Mhm.
I had an option to work in a user-centric approach. So I used those knowledge to transform my career into customer experience. That's the answer, I think. I don't think that exactly IT has an influence on my career. I think that user experience has it.
I always love to hear about people's journeys, changing things up a bit. That's also how my career has been. So it's always nice to hear about journeys of people. So let's dive now into an important aspect of how we approach things at Napoleon Cat, which is user feedback. So how does that work here? How do we collect feedback from customers? Do we collect feedback from customers?
Of course, we collect feedback from every possible channel, and then gathering it it into one place. Customer service team and sales team is a really big help for me. They talk with our clients and gather all the information we need. So what problems do our clients have? What features do they need in the future? We also have one-to-one interviews with our clients, and we create from time to time some surveys. So that's a lot of channels where we can collect all those informations.
And that's like a lot of information. So do you utilize any software to gather that?
Yeah, we have a software. It's called Product Board, where we collect all those informations.
So that sounds like a really comprehensive way to gather feedback. So can you share any insights that you gained from all that feedback and customer interactions?
So at first, I will tell you how the process looks like. So first step is to try to find out how many requests do we have on a single feature. Then we take this feature to our R&D team to understand if it's feasible and easy to deploy. When we have those informations, we take it to our product managers and team leaders, and they decide if it's something to add to our roadmap or not. To give an examples of those features, we've already launched Notification Center and LinkedIn reports. And that was something really, really important for our clients.
Yeah, awesome. This year, I think overall, we had really a lot of features that were customer request driven. And those two ones very, very recent, but also people were really asking for it. So it's always such joy to say like, hey, this is out. It's like there for you now.
Sometimes it's that the request is really simple. For example, we need LinkedIn reports, but sometimes it's like we have problem with this and this. Maybe you could do something with that. And the idea, what kind of feature and what kind of solution is, it's on our side.
Yeah, but both scenarios are very exciting. Okay, so now let's pivot a bit. We are very focused on enabling teams to have just an easier life, but teamwork, although it sounds simple, it can be quite tricky, especially in customer service. When you're talking to our customers, what are the common hurdles they face, and is there anything that NapoleonCat can do to help?
That depends on client's industry, actually, because each client has different problems. So to give an example, it could be marketing, digital agencies, social media agencies, because there are quite big teams, moderator teams. The most important tool for them, it will be social inbox, where they can assign tickets because they are working on shifts. They can leave internal notes about, for example, an issue with some clients. They can flag tickets. They can tag the information there. So I think this is quite important. And the second thing, it's publisher for content creators. So when they create a post, they can assign this post to another person who can do a check if it's okay or not. So that's the second option. And the third thing is working with clients. For example, when you work in an agency, you have a few clients.
Yeah.
And you don't want to give them full access to your tool. to see everything you have there. So you can create a single row, for example, to see only social inbox tickets, or for example, to see only informations in publisher. So
Yeah.
that might be quite interesting for them.
Yeah. And I think also like talking about streamlining collaboration a little more, what I personally really like in our tool is also the send to consult.
Send to consult
feature.
option is really great because not every client wants to be in the tool and have a time to check the tool. So for example, they are using email. Normally all people are using email, so you can,
if you find a person that doesn't use email, then that's like a red flag. Who are you and why are you hiding in the woods?
True. So for example, when you have an issue on social media, you can send this ticket to consult via email, just from our tool, and that's great. And then you will receive a notification that someone respond to your message.
Yeah. I guess that's a great segue to my next question, because like it's nice to have like a bunch of features, but then everyone I think enjoys something that's like super easy to use. So how does Napoleon Cat ensure that those are user friendly for people that perhaps don't have so much technical experience?
Those features which we have right now, it's not enough, and we know that. So that's why I make some one-to-one interviews to understand more how our clients work, because this is the core of our work, to understand how do they work. And the second thing is that our UX designers and girls are preparing prototype, and then we are trying to find clients who wants to test our prototype
before it actually even goes into production.
Yes, sure. Yes, sure. And then we have real life feedback. Is it easy or not? Do you have all the informations, all the functionalities do you need to have? Can you do this or that? Is it intuitive for you or not? After we have all those feedback, they change the prototype, and then it goes to development.
I know this might be a weird question, but like, what are your thoughts on like how many people you need to ask to be sure? Like the matter of sampling, I know it's always a tricky part. How do you decide if it's just like one subjective person preference versus something that's actually, a thing?
Norman Nielsen Group says that you need to test on 5 people to know 80% of mistakes you made in your prototype and what you need to fix.
Oh wow, that's like so amazing. So you don't need to ask hundreds and hundreds of people.
No.
Probably it's even worse.
Yeah,
if you ask more.
Yeah, it might be.
Well, amazing. Thank you for giving us a glimpse of your exciting work. I always consider like your work as the silent superhero of the company, because
not only me, we are all silent superheroes.
We are all superhero cats, but I guess it's like I always have such big respect over the fact that we are gathering feedback and we really listen and we really do whatever's humanely or superhero possible to take that feedback and actually put it in the real life. And I think that's, for me, a big part of the job satisfaction, that you can actually see from the idea as discussing something and then that becoming reality. That's incredibly satisfying.
It is really important, and I think we don't have another option.
That's also
We
true.
don't have another option, and we need to be really grateful because we are working in a digital tool. So we can gather a lot of information from our clients, from data, to understand how people use our products. So this is quite easy. For example, try to imagine how hard it is, for example, for companies like IKEA. You have your company in real life and in digital life. Yes, so that might be quite difficult for them. And as I said, I'm really grateful because I have great colleagues in customer support and sales, and they give me a lot of information.
Yeah, and they care about our customers
Sure.
too. So it's like we're having here an appreciation moment, guys. Sorry for that. All right, so now we are going into the part of the podcast when we ask our guests some more personal questions. It's the cat's meow, the personal questions we were guests.
Okay, 2 kids. I like bicycle.
Yes, but let's start with what's your favorite social media platform and why?
I think it will be Instagram. I love traveling. It's quite an expensive hobby. So it is really useful to watch some videos from travel bloggers, influencers, how to do this a bit cheaper.
Yeah.
And
we love those tips and tricks.
And what to see, what is quite boring, what is quite expensive and not
worth it.
So that's why the second thing is when I started working in NapoleonCat, I wasn't sure that it will be a job with a purpose, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That serves kind of your values and supports your ethics. Yeah,
yes, that's true. And with time, I realized that it's on us what kind of informations do we looking for in social media.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And as I said in a joke, but it's not a joke, I have 9-year-old daughter, and she also has her phone right now. And we made an exercise to find the interesting informations in social media.
Yeah.
Because she knows that there are social media. She knows that I have Instagram, Facebook, and so on. So she wants to have the same as I have. So we made this exercise to find the interesting informations. And for example, we found an account where there are some tricks to exercise math, about geography, about animals. And she has her own Instagram with those accounts. So that's really great.
Yeah, so really curating the experience. I think that's overall like a very good tip. I remember during the pandemic, I chose to follow a profile that has only positive news.
Oh, great.
I think it's called Positive Broadcast, but I don't quote me on that. But they are giving only good news.
Great.
You know, that many koala bears got saved. This many plants. Someone planted that many trees. Somewhere out there, the nature is regenerating. Someone is helping old people, and it like really kind of saved my sanity back then. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? One more thing. I heard a lot of time that children are addicted to social media. We need to do something with this. But in my opinion, it's not a good idea because they will use it. We need to make an effort to make them use the right things. For example, also, Tosia, loves cooking, so we find some accounts
Yeah,
on
Instagram is
cooking,
really
and
good
she
for that.
has
Yeah.
her loved influencers who cooked 5 or 15 minutes meal, and she's trying to do this at home, so that's great, really great.
Well, that's a hidden benefit then, because then you get the dinner.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you watch, listen, or read right now that you could share with our listeners?
I'm quite boring.
Give us the boring
Okay.
stuff.
Okay, so I really adore animal movies and about nature and movies about nature. So on Netflix, I'm a fan of Deep Blue and
yeah.
Wolves from
Vancouver, right?
Vancouver Island.
Yeah.
Yes, and to be honest, I'm a big fan of musicals. And the last movie I saw on Netflix, it was Tick Tick Boom about Jonathan Larson. You know that guy?
No.
No, he was a director of Rent musical. He received a Tony Award,
Oh, wow.
but after he died, unfortunately. But it was really good thing, and Tick Tick Boom is about his life and his first musical. What I read, I was reading a lot of books about my work, but right now I realize that I need to read to rest. So
I
now,
can very much relate to that. Yeah.
So there are some only novels, but if I should recommend something to read about customer experience,
Yeah.
it will be Umami Strategy by Aga Szustek. It's in English and in Polish too. And what's more?
Umami, like the taste?
Yeah, Umami like the taste.
Oh, wow.
Very good book, really. And the second is Black Swans, Nassim Taleb. It was really great book too for me.
Okay, thank you. And now for the most important question, the crucial question of all questions: cats or dogs?
Dog, of course.
Dog, of course. I don't know, for the people who are watching, Ola, could you share your beautiful tattoo that you have?
Yeah.
Because this is just a masterpiece, commemorating your beloved dog.
Yeah, that was Nella. She spent with me 15 years, my whole adult life. So yeah, she's a special dog in my heart.
Yeah. So another person from Team Dogs. Sorry, cats. All right. I'm gonna let you off the hook. That's it. Thank you for such an insightful, lovely conversation. For anyone who's interested in what we are doing with customer experience here at Napoleon Cat, you can also find Ola on LinkedIn. And you can visit our product board because it's out there, it's transparent. You can actually come and see what we're
vote for
vote for new features and ideas. You could absolutely do that. And for our listeners, thank you for tuning in. If you have enjoyed it, as usual, feel free to follow us, give us a subscription, maybe even a review. And we have more conversations coming up. So until the next time, have a terrific time. I love saying that. That is cheesy, but
God bless you.
God bless you, people. And we are out. Bye.
Bye-bye.